Well, it's time to change the fuel filter in my 2020 Ram 3500 6.7 liter diesel. I'm going to start out in the back, underneath in the center. You can see there's a little petcock here with the drain hole. I'm going to use a 5/16 inside diameter piece of tubing, and that's going to go to my drain pan that is right below me on the ground. So I can loosen up the petcock now that I have the tubing on the little fitting, and let the fuel go into my drain pan for a little bit. Once that's drained all the way out, I'm going to close the petcock back up, and then I can remove the tubing, and I'm going to use a 28 millimeter socket. You can use a wrench on this as well to loosen up the cap. Once I get that loose enough, I can do the rest by hand. And I want to keep my drain pan underneath. And there's some more fuel coming out. It looks like there's quite a bit of fuel. Kind of wondering how much the tube actually drained, but I suppose that there would be a lot more if I hadn't drained it with the tube. So we've got the cap off. I can dump the extra fuel in there. Now I'm going to use a screwdriver and gently pry down to get the old fuel filter out. Once I get this out, you can see there's a little notch on the top of the fuel filter. Now the notches on the fuel filter will need to aim towards the front and back of the vehicle, and I'll show you that when I install the new one. And I have the new one right here. Comes with a new O-ring. So I'm going to take the old O-ring off, discard that, and the new O-ring goes in the far deepest slot. And I'm going to get a little extra fuel and rub it around so I don't have a dry O-ring when I go to reinstall it. And while I'm at it, I'll take some of the fuel that I have and rub it around the O-rings in the filter on both ends. There's O-rings inserted into the filter. Now I'm going to put this filter in with the notches facing the front and the back. So you can see it slides right in and it locks into place. If I turn it sideways, it won't go all the way up until it clicks into place. You can feel it go in. You don't want to force it. But once you get it right where it needs to go, you can feel it. You can just push it up and it'll stay in place. Then I can take my cap, and the directions are to snug the cap up. It really doesn't give a torque specification, so I'm just going to ratchet it down. Now I remember the approximate location of the drain plug and the petcock, and that was right about here, so that's about the same distance. Now I want to go in the cab and turn the vehicle to the on position. Don't start it, but turn it to the on position. Let the pump run for about 15 to 30 seconds. And then repeat that, turn it off, and turn the vehicle back on. Not accessory, but turn it to the on position without starting it. And let that pump run just to prime fuel into that filter area. And then I'll need to go into my menu system. And I'll want to reset my fuel filter life. You can see it's at 32 right now. I like to change it a little early. So just go down and reset it. That'll put the fuel filter life back to 100%. Go down to hit the yes, press the enter, and we are back to 100%. So that's how you change the rear water separator filter on a 2020 Ram 3500 6.7 liter diesel. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.